Hello, I'm Jamila Musayeva, an international etiquette consultant, author of etiquette books and pre-recorded online courses. In today's video, I'm going to address 7 etiquette rules that are commonly broken, or rather, they're the ones that people have the most misconceptions about. So let's start with the very first rule, and that is men should extend their hand for a handshake when greeting a woman. This is the etiquette rule that is most commonly broken socially. So if you're out and about in a social gathering, you as a man do not extend your hand for a handshake first. You always wait for the woman to extend her hand for a handshake. The initiation of a physical touch should be from a woman, not a man. However, a man should greet a woman first verbally. So I think that's the thing that people most often confuse. And men think that if I'm the one that has to greet a woman first, I'm the one who has to initiate the handshake. You can say hello, or you must say hello first. With verbally, you should greet a woman first, acknowledge her presence, but it's her who gets to decide if she wants to handshake you or not. So the extension of a handshake for greeting should be done on the part of a woman first. The second etiquette rule that I think a lot of people believe is the only right way of doing it, and that is no elbows at the table. It's one of the etiquette rules that everyone is being taught as a little child. You don't place your elbows at a table. It is true, you don't place your elbows at a table at a formal dinner. However, this rule can be broken and is often broken in casual settings. When you are having a casual lunch with friends at a cafe, you may place your elbows at a table. There are no strict rules about that. Also, when there is no food at the table, so it's either before the food time or once the food is clear, there's just tea and coffee at the table, you may place your hands or your elbows at the table. Especially when you want to have a more intimate conversation with someone you're talking to, you may place your elbows at a table and lean forward towards that person. So this rule, I wouldn't say it's the only right way is not placing your elbow. You can do so, but you have to know when and where. The third etiquette rule I think that is broken the most is using sorry instead of excuse me is one of probably the biggest etiquette mistakes when it comes to communication. Oftentimes people will say, sorry, can I please get something? You don't have to be sorry. In order to call for an attention from a waiter, from a service staff, from whoever, maybe a person that's standing in front of you in an aisle, the way to call for someone's attention or to request something is to say, excuse me. It's the way to interrupt the person from what they're doing and calling for an attention, for a request. So use the word excuse me when you want to call their attention. But if you want to apologize for something that you did, maybe you spilled something on the floor, maybe you dropped a bottle of wine on someone and did something that was a mistake and you regret about it, albeit unintentionally, you will say sorry, not excuse me. So know the difference between those two words and use them appropriately. The fourth etiquette mistake that I see being broken pretty much everywhere in today's world is dressing up strictly by the dress code only. So abiding only by the dress code. If your invitation in Middle East says black tie, it means it's black tie, that's the dress code, but you have to keep in mind the customs and traditions of the region. So black tie in the US will look slightly different from the black tie in Middle East. You have to take into account the religion, the tradition, the customs, what is okay and what is not okay to wear. So abide by dress code, but always do your research on the culture. This is the rule I've seen broken, particularly lately on social media, with pictures of Georgina attending an event. I think it was Cristiano Ronaldo receiving an award. There was one where Rosie Huntington-Whiteley was attending. I think it was a Red Sea film festival. So a lot of Western stars that are living in the region in Saudi, or they were visiting Saudi, they were dressed for a formal gathering in their beautiful dresses and gowns. But those dresses were see-through and you could see their lingerie. Albeit it was a dress code, it was a black tie dress code, but it didn't really adhere to the customs of the region. So I think if you want to show respect to people in that room who are majority Saudi, you really have to take into account the materials that you are being dressed in, the color as well. So for example, Kim Kardashian was attending a wedding of Ambani in India and she wore a red color, but red color is reserved for brides only in India. So doing your research on the materials that are appropriate, on the colors that are appropriate for the occasion in that country that you are visiting is also very important. The fifth biggest etiquette misconception I think is around the rule of greetings, in particular that one has to greet a stranger when they're with their friend or an acquaintance. You don't have to say hello if you don't know the person and you're just happening to pass by your friend or acquaintance who is with them. You can just simply nod, smile, greet your acquaintance without having to say hello to the stranger. Only if you are stopping to engage in a chit-chat, in a conversation, you have to greet both of them. But if you're just passing by, there is no obligation to say hello to someone you don't know. And it's always the duty of your acquaintance who knows both of you to make introductions, so that's not awkward. So imagine, you happen to be at this gallery opening, there's your acquaintance with a stranger, you walk by, you want to stop and have a conversation. You come and you say hello to him or her, and then they have to make the introduction between a stranger and you, so then you can greet each other and have a little chat. So if you're just passing by, or if the introductions were not made, you don't have the obligation to greet a stranger. However, if you're going to stop and engage in a conversation, or if you're being introduced, you have to greet them. The sixth biggest etiquette misconception is that women always go first. They go first everywhere, women first. And I've seen this, a lot of men trying to show their good manners. They would be pointing at a place where they're supposed to go first, but they would be telling me, women first. Women first in most case scenarios, but there are some in which men should lead. And that is when you're walking into a territory that's unknown to you. So a new restaurant, a new cafe, maybe you're entering a hotel. There's no maître d'hôtel, there is no hostess, there's no host that would greet you at the door and show your way around. In that case, always man takes the lead, so they have to walk a step or two in front of you and lead the way towards that place. This is also the case when you're entering, doors that are not transparent. You don't see what's next, so the man has to, lead the way. But if it's a transparent door, he can let you go in first because he can see and observe the venue from afar because the doors are transparent. So you have to know when you need to take a step back and let the woman go first, or when you need to take the lead. And the final etiquette rule that many people have misconceptions about, and I don't know where that originated from, and I see this mistake being broken so many times socially, especially everywhere, be it a plane, be it a theater, opera, cinema, anywhere where you have arranged seats and people have to walk from your seat to their seat, and they are doing so by facing backwards, so their back is in your face while they're walking towards their seat on a plane or in the theater. It is the wrong way to do it. There is no way you should be doing this, because first, it's not hygienic. You have your whole back facing them, especially if you have worked out and have really a lot on your back, and it's just too much in the face of people. So what you have to do, it's courteous, it's polite, it's respectful to turn around and face the person as you're passing to your seat. You have to, you can make an eye contact, acknowledge them, say thank you, and make your way to your seat with your face facing them. Thank you so much for watching this video until the very end. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know what kind of content you enjoy. And do let me know down in the comment section below what are some etiquette rules that you see being misconceived or broken in today's world, as well as what are some ideas you had about these rules. I love reading your comments and your feedback and responding to them. Also, if you want to learn more in depth about etiquette, you can purchase my books on etiquette. They're available on my website for international shipment. Also, you can request to get a personalized signature if you want to make a present for someone special. You can also join my 2 pre-recorded online courses. One is called Western Formal Dining Etiquette from A to Z, that teaches you everything you need to know: how to step into the restaurant, walk up the stairs, get out of the car, elevator, as well as how to manage everything at a table when you have a 4-course meal, how to handle everything from starters until the dessert. And you can also join my other course, The Art of Entertaining at Home, where I show you how to set up a table according to 4 different seasons, how to wrap gifts, and how to take care of your candles. This actual course comes with a book as well as an audiobook, all available on my website. If you want to learn even more depth about etiquette, you can join my Etiquette Movie Club on Patreon, where every month I feature an etiquette analysis for different kind of movies. So far, I've done over 40 different movie analysis, from Hollywood, big movies to independent ones, and by accessing it now, you can actually have access to all those movie analysis. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!